Hello, this is Amanda with From Where I Stamp, and I want to share with you my love of sentiment stamp sets. So I have 4 that I'm going to share with you, and I'll give you a closer look and where you can find them in 2 of the catalogs. And honestly, I don't know. We'll have to look to see if there's a sentiment stamp in the mini catalog. So I have 1 in Celebration, so 1 you can earn for free, and then 3 of my favorites out of the annual catalog. Now, there is some stamp sets that you can use the sentiments that have beautiful stamped images in them as well, but if you're wanting to get a real bang for your buck, some designer series paper along with a sentiment stamp set can really stretch out your supplies. Or even if you wanted to, instead of using designer paper, if you have our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you could use strips of embossed paper instead of DSP. Or stamp cardstock with images or even with the words. So there's lots of things that you can switch up to what you have on hand. So I'm going to switch cameras around here and we'll get started. All right, so first up for Celebration, this one is a freebie. So for a $120 order, so it's $120 Canadian before shipping and taxes, this Special Moments photopolymer stamp set you can choose. So it has all these wonderful sayings. And so we're going to use this one on one of the cards. I'm going to make 2 quick and simple cards. So then in the annual catalog, we have the Lighthearted Lines stamp set. Now this one is adorables because it's when nothing goes right, go left. Or don't grow up, it's a trap. I swear my grandmother always said that to me. So it is $29 and it's in the annual catalog on page 31. So it has some great sentiments in there too. They're a little bit bigger for the area I have for sentiments today, but it's a good stamp set to have nonetheless. All right, so next up we have the Biggest Wish stamp set. So I'm going to use this one today, and I love that they have this bold font and then a script font here, and then you can pair them up or you can use these together. So there's a lot of combinations. So I'll be using this on the other card. And then my last one, which is also a birthday one, because who could go wrong with birthday sentiments, is the Happiest of Birthdays. And it is $26. Oh, I forgot to say that the Biggest Wish is $23. So Happiest of Birthdays, it's fun. This one's a big, it's a big stamp. So that could be the focus of your card and just have some cardstock or even some designer paper in the back. So there's quite a bit you can do with this. Now, right now, during Celebration, if you do sign up as a demonstrator, you could pick, you do have the choice to pick 2 of these stamp sets for free. So I would suggest maybe these 2 as very versatile stamp sets. So you could sign up as a demonstrator and it would be $135, no shipping, and you get to choose whatever's in, like whatever up to $165 worth Canadian, and then you get to choose 2 free stamp sets. So you could choose these 2 and purchase some designer paper and designer series paper and some cardstock or some ink to start your little collection. All right, so I'm not using this one, I'm using this one. So I'm putting aside the ones I'm not going to use so I don't get it all mixed up. All right, so if it's something that you're not interested to sign up as a demonstrator, great to sign up. You get saved 20% off your own orders. But in Celebration, there is also some items you can earn for free. And this Sunshine Rainbows designer series paper is one of them. And I'm going to use this on both cards. So if you place a $60 order, so you can buy one of those stamp sets and maybe some ink, and then you'd have this pack of paper to play with. And it's bright and cheery and just lovely to work with. All right, so we're going to use some of it. So first up, I have a really yellow card. Yellow is usually not my thing, but the colors in the DSP are so bright and cheery. So we're going to use some Bumblebee, and it's an in color. So the in colors are only around for a certain period of time. So it is something that you like, one of the in colors, especially ones that will be retiring soon, which are, have a look at the catalog. I can never keep track of what colors are which. So the Cinnamon Cider Just Jade Bumblebee, which is what I'm using today, Magenta Madness, and I'm also using some Misty Moonlight on the next card. Those colors will be retiring this year. So if you love the Bumblebee or the Misty Moonlight is one of my favorite colors right now, I would suggest purchasing them sooner rather than later. All right, so we have this 3 3/8 by 4 1/4, I think, so saffron on our Bumblebee. It kind of doesn't really pop as well, so you might want a different color, but I was trying to go for all yellow. And then I have this designer series paper I've cut into little strips. They're 4 inches long and like 1 1/8, 1 3/4, something like that. And then I have another piece of So Saffron, which I kind of don't like because it doesn't pop enough. So we're going to get rid of that. We'll use some basic white. And we're going to use one punch on both. This isn't my favorite punch, but it's kind of, I don't know if I have a second favorite, but the Everyday Label punch. We'll use that, I think, with it. So this one is going to be the Biggest Wish stamp set. We're going to use some Memento Black and some Bumblebee ink. Also have to make sure that we have the Simply Chamois nearby to be able to clean our stamps. All right, so, oh, and blocks would help. Blocks would be very helpful. All right, so we'll go with this one and this one. Excuse me. So I'm going to do Hello Friend, and I'm going to do Hello. Oops, I got two. The blocks are too big. Hello in the script. And I'm going to do Friend in the bold font. Now, the problem is deciding which color to put where. If you're going to overlap your colors, I would suggest the darker color for the one that you want to be the overlapping part. If that kind of makes sense, here, I'll just show you. All right, so I should probably grab an extra piece of basic white, just in case I make a mistake. We'll grab another piece here. And then we can stamp it out and figure out which one we want. All right, so open up our Bumblebee, open up Memento. So I'm going to stamp Friend in Bumblebee, like so. Friend. And then I'm going to take Hello. And what I wanted to do actually, before I stamp Hello, is to have a guide of where my punch will be. So you can do just Friend. I know it's a little hard to see. I probably should have done a different color. Let's do that. I have some saffron I had out in my hand earlier. And then you can save these punched pieces for later to be able to just stamp on those or make a, I don't know. All right. So we do this and pick up some more Memento Black. And then put the Hello right over top. Then we know that it will fit in our bunch. Voila. So there is our little Hello Friend punch. Now, I'll show you the other way. That's what I was going to do. So if we had Friend stamped in black, that's a lot of ink on there. That's okay. It comes off. Better wash this before I put it in the yellow. And then we take our hello and stamp it on top. The hello is kind of washed out. So the bolder font, the friend, putting it in a lighter color works better, I find. All right, put my stamps away so I don't lose them. Put the blocks off to the side for later. Okay. So we'll put this one together. Now, the design I'm following has a small, medium, then large piece of designer series paper laid out. And you could technically use one piece of designer paper and just do front, back, front, back. Oopsie. Something like that. Now, what I find as a tip for putting pieces on, like 3 pieces on, is to put the 2 edges on first. So that way, when you put your center piece in, it's in the center. So you can kind of eyeball it a little better. And then things end up being a little bit more straighter. So something like that. And always have to have my deluxe foam mat. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll notice I use this deluxe foam mat quite a bit. So I would add it to your next order. Because it works very well stamping with photopolymer stamp sets, for lining up your items, for a lot of different things. All right, where did my tweezers go? Oh, in my little garbage holder. So we'll just take our little edges from our mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Pull that off and stick that right there. So there's our nice bright yellow rainbow Hello Friend card. And our next card is using blues. So I have 3 different. So this one was 2 different designer series paper because I wanted all yellows. This one is 3 different designer series paper from the same pack, but all in blue. And so this way it could be just a little bit different. And so we'll glue first and then we'll add on our, so say the back, that would be good too. That would maybe pop a little better than what I chose for the yellow. But that's okay. I didn't really play around with it too much. I just picked. I probably put too much glue on that one. And then the larger one. Oops, almost got glue on the desk. And I don't know if there's really an up way with squiggles, curly cues, whatever way you want to call them. But there is an up way with rainbows. Something like that. Get a little bit of glue on the back here. And centerish. That's what I like about the liquid glue. You have just a moment while it before it really sticks. All right, so now this one, we're going to use the Sale-A-Bration stamp set, the special moments. So this is the one that if you spend $120 from either the mini catalog, the January to June, or the annual catalog, you can choose this for free. And all right, I was like, where's my blue? But I'm going to use this, and we're going to use the same punch. So I'm going to use this. And you can also use it if you do like a little punched window. You can see which ones would be here. So I really like the I like happy birthday, but it won't fit. You could stamp it twice. Maybe the thanks for brightening my day. That's a fun one. We're going to use some Misty Moonlight. Didn't get quite enough ink on there. And get the punch out. Please fit. There we go. Tidy up a little bit, clean up my stamp. Put it back. Put some dimensionals on the back of this one. Oops. Off, I say. There we go. And then pop that on there. So there's two quick and easy cards that you can make using a sentiment stamp and some designer series paper. So this is something that you could copy this design and change it up to green. You can even use pink, purple, my favorite color. All right, we were gonna look. Let's pull out the mini catalog. Here's the mini catalog. Now in the back of the catalog, there is pages 84 and 85. Will show you all the stamp sets in alphabetical order this time. So maybe celebrating you, love and happiness. It doesn't show you the whole stamp set. Slim Sayings. Let's look at that. So page 52. Well, here's one, Happy and Heartfelt. So this pretty little stamp set is $33. It has lots of sentiments. And then this one here, the Slim Sayings, and it is $30. So there's quite a few sets in here that will work for sentiment only. So I challenge you to see what you have in your stash. What stamp sets do you have that are just sentiments? And can you pair them up with some designer series paper? If you're like me and you love designer series paper, you probably have a lot around and not sure exactly how you're going to use it because it's almost too pretty to use. But I want us all to use it. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel and I will see you next time.